Hey, YouTube. Well, finally, some good news in the news today. So, the family of Breonna Taylor have been awarded $12 million in a civil suit brought against Louisville, Kentucky, right? So, of course, the criminal case is just as important and hasn't started yet. This happened 6 months ago. This woman was, as you all know, was killed inside her own apartment by cops who fired several shots into her. Essentially, they murdered her, right? So this is some kind of justice. I mean, people would like to play down the money aspect, but yeah, they should pay. And they said this is one of the biggest awards ever for police brutality. Why is my light going in now? $12 million ain't so bad. The lawyer, Ben Crump, this is a big win for him. He's doing most of the civil cases for black people these days, it seems like. Anyway, I thought it was good news, something worth reporting. We've all wanted justice for this woman. Of course, the real justice will come at having her killers put away. The police. I assume that losing the civil case will help the criminal case because essentially the courts have already decided that they were negligent or they were responsible, right? So good for the family. When they say the family, I don't know if that means the kids or the mother or whatever, as long as it goes to their family. And since it's from the city, they will have to pay up. You got to go chasing them down. Hi, people. Y'all hear that news? I just saw it a minute ago here on YouTube. That was pretty fascinating. I guess the other news is this girl, Cardi B, has filed for divorce from this rapper. I don't know about these Hollywood marriages, honey. They were they married even 3 years, 2-3 years, something like that. This man has been a serial cheater from the very beginning, and so it's not surprising. I guess I guess it's okay if you have a baby with somebody, you should go ahead and marry them, so at least they have a father in their lives, you know. But as they say, this is going to be a pretty messy a divorce. Almost seems like it should be annulled in two and a half years. Anyway, what's the other news? There was something else that I wanted to talk about. I forget what it is about that damn Trump. It stops being news after a while with Trump, doesn't it? Bob Woodward was on CNN tonight. He was telling us all the things that Trump said about Trump knew that how dangerous this thing was, and he knew that it was deadly. He knew it was airborne, and he decided to play it down and all that. So we've heard the Trump stories, but I just don't see a significant enough move in the polls to me. It seems to me that nobody will want to vote for Trump, but they have to fight it neck and neck. Incredible. When they show his crowds, all these big people, I mean, they're just as enthusiastic. They don't give a damn about him being a liar. They don't give a fuck about him cheating. They don't care nothing about it jeopardizing millions of people's lives, about all the people who have actually lost family members. They're still there with no mask on. They saw that dude being with what's his name? Pizza guy, Herman Cain. They saw that man die. And then I look at the audiences. They're young, old, big, small, no mask, nothing. Even with all this information, it doesn't seem to faze these people. So I don't understand the psychology of this election at all. It seems to me that Biden should have no matter what Biden does or who Biden is, the anti-Trump should be way, way, way ahead, considering all the stuff he's accused of and proven to be guilty of. Now they're still having these damn, even when the state says that it is illegal to gather more than 12, 20 people, he goes in there with his armies of people and just defies the laws. Their laws or rules or whatever. And these people don't seem to give a damn. It seems to me that if he's so interested in white people, he wouldn't want to kill them. Right? Because my belief has always been that Trump became less interested in this damn virus when he found out there was mostly minorities that were being affected by it. But he is evening up the score with all of these rallies of his. And I guess he intends to do them for the next 2 months. Thousands and thousands and thousands of white people spreading this disease amongst each other. For what? A political stunt. Yet he is the one that is protected. Nobody can come near him. None of the rest of them are protected. How can you be that callous? You have to be a sociopath. Hey, people. Hi, Wanda. Hi, everyone. Your apartment and courtyard is absolutely beautiful. It seems as though it would be too relaxing in the evening, early morning. With the you saw the courtyard. Yeah, I was trying to show the weather the other day, but yeah, they just put this building is only like less than 20 years old, and they just put $50 million in remodeling it. So the hallways and the courtyard and I mean everything. They redid the whole thing. The outside is gorgeous. I don't like to show the outside of the building because I don't want to attract no creepers. Yeah, they did a good job with it. I'm very satisfied. When I leave this apartment, they'll be carrying me out on a stretcher. I've been here 10 years in October. It's the longest I've ever lived anywhere, including the time when I lived with my mama. So we're settled. We're blessed. Thank you, honey. Hi, everybody there. Glad your mother and family will be compensated. I'm glad her mother and family will be compensated. However, I know she would rather have her daughter alive. Right. So even when if they convict the officers that killed her daughter, it's not going to bring her daughter back. Nothing's going to compensate for that. So, but it is. Maybe they can get a nice house or something like that. Make their life a little easier, whatever. But nothing's gonna bring her daughter back. So we do want her to have justice. However, the family. It was such a horrible murder. Anyway, so there are other things that they got in the suits, like some reforms for the police department. I don't know all the details, but they want the police department to live actually in their city. So they would get more familiar with the people, be a part of the communities. Here in San Francisco, the cops are driving sometimes 1-2 hours into town because on a cop's salary, you can barely afford to rent here. I mean, you can rent here if you are a single person, but if you have a family, you can't afford to get a house in the city of San Francisco. So there have been several projects that were started before this Corona thing for people. I have a friend who lives in one. For people who work for the city, like the police, the fire departments, even nurses, doctors, to live close to the places where they serve. So if something breaks out, they don't have to drive in an hour and a half, and the cops would actually be a part of the communities that they're serving. I think that might work here as well. That boy. Cardi B or Princess Love. I mean, I kind of figured that it's going to be a divorce. I mean, even in Hollywood marriages with the actors and stuff, they very rarely, have a long life. But damn, it's not even 3 years, is it? I think if I had a baby with somebody, I probably still want to go ahead and marry them, keep them in the part of the family. Although I'm sure that the child support, all that stuff still applies, even if they weren't married. But yeah, he's in that rap world. She's in the clubs. They still go out to the clubs and all this kind of stuff. He's been cheating on her since the day she started. Why work and put all that work into building a career and all that kind of stuff if you're going to be in pain all the time because your husband's fucking somebody else? So it doesn't surprise me. But you ladies know, a lot of times they'll say, oh, I'm filing papers and I'm filing papers. Oh, we changed our mind. We reconcile. Hopefully that girl knows not to stretch that out. Get it done, honey. Get you somebody who's going to love you and treat you like a lady. You got to treat her like a lady. You can see. You know what I mean? You got to love her. Most of all, you got to. You know a woman is sentimental. Treat her like a lady. Maybe they do better if they marry people that are not in the business. Seems like a lot of them, they marry people for the sake of their careers. They marry, producers, people who can help them. It might be better just to get you somebody in a totally different business. I don't know. Cardi B or Princess Love? Who are these idiots? Rona Scott? Idiots. You have to call out your idiots, honey. Mm-hmm. You know a woman. He needs some counseling. Child, if you are a person who likes a lot of women and you have got unlimited funds for the moment and you are a celebrity, so people will be throwing their drawers up on the stage for you, and you are on the road separate from your wife all the time in different hotels, I don't know that therapy is going to fix that. I just don't see it. That guy didn't impress me as the husband type. So, but I have my own prejudice, I always think that the rappers and all that life, I wouldn't get into a marriage with them. She's free now, but she will be. She got to fight this dude first. They got to fight over. I guess it's more about custody battles. I mean, I guess they both have money, but they may own things together already. I don't know how much you can own in 2 years. Something. She bought him. Isn't she the girl that bought her husband a Bentley or something like that? That's a $230 car. So if they're spending like that, they're probably living pretty good. But a lot of times it's all about the kids and the custody. And we don't know yet. They announced it today, but she filed the papers today. How many times have we heard people have filed papers and didn't change their mind? He made up. I'm sorry, baby. It'll never happen again. That's the how most abusers are. They're so sorry. You might as well just be. I mean, you like fucking around. Just go ahead and do it. Just be single. I'd say you got a beautiful baby. You guys share a child, so you have some relationship just because of that. But why tie yourself down to where you're both miserable all the time? You're always explaining. She's always got. She can hire private detectives. She know what you're doing. Anyway, I don't follow hip hop that much. We're talking about, what's the other one getting a divorce? Anybody know the other couple? Was it Ray J? Is he related to Randy or something like that? These show business marriages, child, I don't even know why they even bother. I imagine they have the same need to have a family as anybody else, but it seems like it hardly ever works. I think Ice-T's been with his for a long time. I see Dr. Dre is trying to he's trying to get him for what? $1 million a month or something like that. $1 million a month. More than $1 million a month. That's a conservative number from what I remember. Okay, he is a serial cheater. Yeah, that ain't gonna change, honey. Sometimes when they get older, my partner was like that. He always liked the boys, right? And I was always miserable, And then the last 2 years of his life, though, when he was no longer sexual or anything like that, we had a great time the last 2 years. So if y'all can live to be old enough, maybe you won't be so hot. But it's just signing on for a life of misery. Always feeling cheated on, always feeling embarrassed, always people laughing at you, feeling like everybody's laughing at you and all this shit. People you want to choose a career, just be single. It's nice she has a baby. Woman has to have, she's on a time clock, whatever. She won't be able to have babies forever. So at least she has her child established at least. But she ain't got to be with him because they have a baby together. We know that, don't we? Baby daddy, baby mamas. Mm-hmm. Hey, Nicole Reloaded. You know a woman is sentimental. Does her mother have other children? Does her mother? Now we're talking about Breonna? I don't know. They said the family was awarded that, so I guess they could split it up, you know. No amount of money, right? It's not going to make that big a difference. I mean, it satisfied one part of you, but they're not even over the mourning of the girl yet. I mean, it's only been 6 months, and I got to say that did happen pretty quickly. They awarded them the money very quickly, 6 months. They haven't even had the criminal trial yet, right? So it's a good thing. It doesn't match a human life, though. It does not. It's not going to bring your child, and I imagine she's going to mourn a lot longer than 6 months. Just about justice, people. They might calm some of the angst in that city as well. At least there's progress being made. I don't blame you. I wouldn't leave either. Who is that? Rima Wanda? Oh, at home? Well, a single man doesn't really have that much needs as far as housing. I'm fine. I got one bedroom. I'm a one person. So I imagine even people, you know, who have houses, raise the family, the kids are gone and all that, they want to downsize to something livable if they're single now. So God has been good. God has so enough been good to me. It beats a sale. I hope they give the boyfriend some money. I hope they give the boyfriend some of the money. Yeah, we don't know what the relationships are. He was there, though. I'm sure he was traumatized. Totally innocent in your own house. Reminds me of when that white girl went in the guy's house and just claims the door was open and just walked in and started shooting his ass. I wonder did they settle with his family? You should have to pay for that. The hardship. Brad Pearson. What you say, Brad Pearson? Mm-hmm. Yeah, 12 million is still a piece of change, even if you have to split it up with several people. Real estate is not that much in Kentucky, I'm sure. So she can leave something to her family. That's her legacy. What else y'all got going here? What else have y'all got going over here? I don't know. That privileging stuff, I don't know about that, honey. Because it's not like I'm not depressed or anything, but I barely got out of bed today. And I started taking that privileging stuff about 6 weeks ago. It's the stuff supposed to be for your memory, right? Old people, supposed to improve your memory. But it just seems like it just kind of lowers your energy or something. I don't know. I said I give it 90 days. That's what you do. I mean, you try it out. Well, I've tried it. Either I like it, I don't like it. At least I ain't got to think about it no more. We'll see. And I hate that feeling of drinking too much coffee when you're dizzy. Ugh, that's terrible. Over caffeinated, trying to get some energy. I think the biggest part of the problem is since I'm home all day long, never going out, never getting exercise. I mean, how can you have energy? I walk the dog twice a day, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Treat her. I was trying to think of this song today. What was the guy, Otis Redding? He had to sit on the dock of the bay, right? But he had another song that was a hit. And I said, oh, I would love to sing that song. Okay. Ooh, she may get weary. Them young girls, they do get weary, wearing the same old miniskirt dress, yeah, yeah. But when she gets weary, try just a little bit of tenderness. Now, it might be a little bit sentimental, no. That song popped into the head. Y'all remember that? I didn't realize some of you guys are really, really young, though. So a lot of this stuff I'll be barking, y'all ain't have no idea what I'm talking about. I feel like almost everybody is young compared to my ass. They were showing on AOL, people, various celebrities, they're aging, and all the people we were talking about Patty and Gladys, right? But all the divas that we're talking about in that period, they're all about the same age, right? All 78 and whatever. And they showed Diana Ross. She looks fabulous. Why isn't I would like to see Diana Ross do something like that? She was a big star. She was huge. When The Boss came out, she's another one that walked away from her career right in the prime of it and never, regained it. Anyway, she looked good. I mean, according to the picture. But you ladies can do so much with hair and makeup and all those kind of things. But they showed us about 50 different people how they aged. So it ain't pretty for nobody, really. I think the winner is Cher. Cher, she doesn't look hardly any different than she did 30 years ago, in my opinion. No, you're not. I'm 56. Oh, 56? Well, I got a few years on you. I got about 8 years on you there, Donetta. But yeah, right. At least I know I'm not alone. Let me see. Botham Jean, murdered by Amber Guyner. Right. Now, the family had compassion for her and all that, but they supposed to get paid for that, honey. I mean, that was a straight killing. I still don't totally understand that. How you go walk to somebody's house and their apartment just happens to be open and just happens to be dark. What, you just come into the place shooting? But I think she got not, her sentence could have been a whole lot worse than it was, but she did get some time out of it. But the lawyer was saying that that's one of the highest amounts ever awarded for police killing. Cher is 80% plastic surgery. Well, she knows how to use her money to get the very best, Mr. Steve Urkel. She's had I think all these ladies have had some work. Remember, Patti LaBelle's nose used to be like this. Remember, she had that great big old nose. She's had work done, and Gladys has certainly had some work done. I mean, I don't know what it is, but most of these people who have a lot of money, that they get something done, right? But her plastic surgery maybe it's just the way her face is shaped, and then, like we said, I mean, it's a lot of it is about makeup and stuff too, But you look good. I just say that, Looking good don't mean you still ain't wearing them years though. But Ross looked good. I saw her. I was real impressed. Oh, Gladys she used to gamble. Didn't she have a house there in Vegas? Brad Peterson. I think she had a house there in Vegas. She's performed on those stages a lot. So does that other woman. Do you know the waiter who's San Jose? Great cheekbones. Used to be the black people didn't even get plastic surgery. Something about too much melanin in their skin or something like that. But then when they realized that they could, I mean, black people, we wouldn't even get tattoos either. But now everybody's got tattoos, So yeah, they're all getting nose jobs and all that. We all seen the Nene Leakses of the world. Maybe they just got onto it later on. We probably should get into the psychiatry now. Get these brains worked on. She had Brad Peterson. Yes, she had a bad gambling problem a few years ago, and was in a lot of. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, and I wouldn't be doing that damn gambling. I got that lesson early on. On the way to Los Angeles at 19 years old, I got stuck in Vegas because I ran out of gas. Car broke down. I ended up in Vegas. My money ran out in Vegas. And I had my uncle send me money to get gas and to get back on the road to LA. I mean, send me the money. I put $200 worth of dimes in the slot machine. Yeah, I had nowhere to go. I hadn't even eaten yet. So I was through with gambling after that. Only time I gambled after that was in the pen because we had nothing else to do. But that was spades. And we played for soups. Soups. 25-cent soups. Oh. She sold her house in Vegas. What was that? Is it 7 million or 720,000? Houses are pretty cheap in Vegas, actually. Yeah, let's hope she didn't gamble her money away, though. It's easy to do if you have a habit. Any kind of habit can make moderation is the key. Who did the other one had gambling problem? Was it Red Fox? He had a house in Vegas too. Ended up losing everything, being broke at the end. Yeah, that's one vice I wouldn't want to have. Yeah, it can be exciting, but I never went back to it after that. Ramen noodles, big in prison. That's right. That's what we make every meal out of. The ballers. They call themselves ballers because they don't eat in the chow hall, right? But at least the chow hall, the food was pretty decent, really. But they want to be ballers, so they make all their top ramen soups. So they'll buy stolen meat from the cafeteria, right? Everybody had to have a chore. They wanted halftime. And some people worked in the kitchen, so they would steal meat. So you could have all your chicken, your beef, and your pork. You get a package, chicken, beef, and pork, $10. And then they would make every meal in their cell. That was considered having it going on. But everything was around ramen noodles. I bought a box of ramen noodles and it's still sitting in my cabinet right now. I think it's been there 3 years. I just can't bring myself to do it. I just can't do it. But now some of the ones that have been in there a long time, though, they become excellent cooks with ramen noodles. You would think they call it spread. Well, in jail, they call it spread. In the county jail, you put ramen noodles in a plastic, like a trash bag, right? And then you put other ingredients, like you get candy bars or you get chips were real big, like those chips that got all that flavor in there. What's it called? Whatever. And then you push all this stuff in there. You mix. There they had cup of soup. So you mix the hot cup of soup with hot water from the sink, and you mush it all together. It's called spread. Then all the people from your crew will sit around and eat spread. But the jail food was so much worse. I guess that was the come up. They put candy bars in there, all kind of shit. Here you go again, Steve Urkel, spreading cheeks. I guess. I guess, yeah. I guess they were doing something. Now the Queens had it going on in prison, right? Not gay boys like me, but Queens, transgender people, or ones who wear women's clothes and all that. So when they got in there, they got treated real good because everybody wanted to get them a queen because they were basically straight men, but that's about as close as they were ever going to get to a woman. So the more feminine you were, I mean, it's kind of hard to look feminine there because first of all, they take the wigs away. So if you got a receding hairline, you'd be like a bald-headed man, but still with eyeshadow. You make to make your eyeshadow and all that kind of stuff. You would take a toothbrush, right? And you would melt the toothbrush into the toothbrush, and then you hold the toothbrush up to the ceiling, and this black stuff will come off of the melted plastic, and then you would scrape that off, and then that's how you make your makeup. And then when you want to make your lipstick, You would go and you would get Vaseline. Did they have Vaseline there? Some kind of oil from the kitchen. And they would pour red Kool-Aid in there, mix it all together, and that's how they would make the lipstick. Vaseline. I think it had Vaseline. You can get a little package in there. And red lipstick. But that's about all you could do, really. But they like that. The straight boys like that. And I think they were not intimidated by that. This is a woman. This is my wife, kind of thing. Well, if you're never getting out, or you're getting out 30 years later, honey, you might want to consider it, you know. Prison sex. And a lot of times, prison love. I saw a lot of guys fighting over their trans girlfriends because somebody done slipped them a soup or something. Mm-hmm. Thanks, Nicole. Hi, Miss Motown. Mm-hmm. Oh, Steve Urkel, what did you say? He got retracted. Behave yourself. Mm-hmm. Vaseline, a big no-no in prison. Well, you would go to the infirmary, and a lot of times they would come around to the cells, and you would have little packs of, I guess it's for cuts, stuff like that. You would have little packages of Vaseline, kind of thing, right? You couldn't go buy a jar of Max of Vaseline, but you can get those packages. People got very creative, honey. Very creative. But no arrest. Okay, Vaseline is a big no-no in prison. Some of the guards would slip the people after HIV came, and prison sex is a no-no. You can go to hole for that, right? Officially. But a lot of those either the nurses or the CEOs who had formed relationships with these people who worked in the office and stuff would slip them condoms in there. Because if they didn't, if they knew they were having sex, they get HIV. So, him, you having flat? No, I got enough of prison, honey. I don't even watch prison movies. You sit up there watching. Oh, they don't happen like that. Oh, they don't do this. Like same thing about the streets, you know. But no, I ain't got no interest in no jail, nothing, honey. But you know, you get to be a certain age. All you got is your past. You can either dress it up and lie about it, or you can just deal with what it was. It's already over, honey. It's done. So whatever it is, that's what it is, you know. Your husband is a CO. Ain't no way in hell I can say that name. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. My husband is a CO, and he talks about all the sex they have with the inmates. Not the husband, not the guards, I don't think. All the sex they have with the inmates. Not the guards. I mean, sex between the inmates. Yeah, a lot of that goes on. It's a different world. It's like their own world in there, you know. They're always trying to break them up. A lot of COs, if they're cool with these people, they don't even trip on them, you know. They live together. They've been living in the same cell together. They know they're a couple. Thank you, Elaine Berry. Mm-hmm. They always catching new CEOs having sex with inmates. Oh, I never heard of that one. 1, 2, 3. I do remember one of the nurses fell in love with one of the inmates, because when I got on the streets, I saw them. They were always flirting with each other at the jail, right? And she got fired because she had sex with him or did something sexual with the inmate. And so I never saw her again. She left the prison. And then here in San Francisco, I saw them, and they were a married couple on the street. I assume that. I mean, why are they going to have sex with inmates? They can go out and get anything they want. They're leaving every day, honey. Just strategy, please. I guess if you were a gay cop, you know, San Francisco, we have gay cops here. You might be interested in having sex with men in prison, but why would a straight man want to have sex with a man in prison if he can go home at night and get what he really wants? You know. Yes, the guards. Well, that's a new one on me. I never heard of the guards having sex with inmates. I mean, you go to risk your whole career, maybe $60,000, $70,000 a year for that. Why can't you just go out, go to the bar and pick up somebody? The guards are having sex with a lot of y'all. You guys take that with a grain of salt, right? Because I think I would have seen some of that going on if I many times I was in there. Went 10 times. Or the girls will be talking about it. Now, a lot of the girls would be lying about stuff like that. They always say they're having sex with this one and they're having sex with that one. But that was mostly lies. Because the guard would immediately lose his job, if not get charges. Mm-hmm. I heard that there's a lot more sexuality going on in the women's prisons, strangely enough. We don't say about that, but women are they tend to be more fluid about sexual, at least in prison. All the girls I knew a few girls, because they were addicts out there with me. They all came out with girlfriends. I mean, they went in as straight women, but they all came out, they had a story to tell. And sometimes they hook up on the outside. So I guess some of the stuff they put on in these movies is realistic. I never watched that Orange is the New Black. I just don't have that much interest in prison movies. Baltimore prison is rampant. Is it rampant though with inmates, with other inmates? Why would the guards want to do that? Unless they just get off on the power. But as soon as the inmate doesn't get what he wants, he's gonna go and tell on him. Okay, I was a MP at prison here in MD, and one of the psychiatric assistants was sleeping with 3 inmates. Oh, she was caught and fired. There are a lot of, there are lonely people to come in there. I imagine they get a lot of attention. You can imagine if you're working on a roll and it's all men, and most of them ain't had sex in 3 or 4 years. I imagine you would get a lot of attention if you're a person who doesn't have a relationship in your own life. There's also, remember that story where that woman was, what was she, the warden's wife or something? Yeah, the inmate was working at the warden's house and had an affair with the warden's wife. There are a few stories like that when you watch these real life murder things and whatever. There are a few. I wouldn't say it'd be very rampant though. I can't imagine that. Maybe it's in a level 4, level 5 prison. I keep forgetting the levels. The highest, it's either 4 or 5 as high as they go. Those people are extremely lonely because they don't mix with people at all. So they might value some kind of sexual release more than other people would. I mean, most prisons, people are free. I mean, they go to the yard, they work out, become big monsters. They have a full-time job there and stuff like that. But when these people are locked into these level 4, level 5 prisons, they don't have much else to do because they're not allowed to interact with other inmates. I just don't know where they would get an opportunity to do it though, because they go to the yard by themselves usually, and they're only out there for an hour and a half, and they come back in the cell locked up. So I don't know. I don't know all the stories. I don't know what happened to me, honey. Nobody wanted old Uncle Tim's old booty. That's for sure. I don't think I even got proposition. Said that dude told me he want them things played with. CEOs mess with MO. You girls got it. You know what? This is an amazing thing. My friend told me there's even a video about it. But gay porn, there are more women writing gay erotica than there are men by far. Straight women who write gay erotic novels, erotica. Much more of them are women than men, even though they're writing about gay sex. Go figures. You guys are creative. COs messing with the inmates. I imagine the inmates can get their ass kicked too, because you ain't supposed to even talk to COs. If somebody see you talking to a CO for more than just asking a question, they want to kick your ass. They think you're snitching. You give them information. So we were not all that friendly with COs. Now, if you work with somebody every day, you might form up some kind of relationship. You have to keep it way down low, though. I don't know that it would go to you having sex with him. First of all, he's going to lose his career. You're going to go to the hole and possibly get your ass kicked from messing with the cop. They're going to assume that you're giving information. Okay. Tashana J, my cousin lost her job as a CO because she was bringing in contraband. Stupid. Yep, that's the way the drugs get in there. They say now that the big thing, it wasn't when I was in there. There were no cell phones when I was in there. But I've been out almost 20 years. So now they're sneaking in cell phones. So people who have resources, somebody sending them money that they can buy a cell phone and hide it somewhere on their job or whatever. But yeah, that's how they get drugs and stuff in. You don't want to be no weed head in prison, right? They used to call them pinners. So a pinner, this is marijuana in prison, right? They're like this size. You see that? This size right here. Just barely, you put the fire on it and the whole thing blows up at the same time. That's $5. Y'all say, well, $5, that ain't bad. It's bad when you're making 35 cents an hour. 35 cents an hour, and that's good pay. The cheap ones were working for 17 cents an hour, about $30 a month. A coworker married a man she met in prison. She met a man in prison? Oh, he was in prison. She was out of prison. Yeah, they be contacting serial killers and everybody else. Those guys, Menendez brothers, one of them the one that I met, he got married in prison. So I guess there are websites and ways to contact people in prison, like pen pal type situations. I never got involved in that, but yeah, they have weddings there even. You can visit your wife every other month or something like that for conjugal, what they call conjugal visits. So they have 5 or 6 trailers on the property. You can spend a weekend with your wife every other month or so if you've been good. Every 6:10 go live. Oh, Miss Motown, well, maybe we're connected in the spirit. My mom and Tim must be in cahoots with each other. Every time Tim go live, she eventually calls. But it's nice to have a relationship with your mom when she's calling you, honey. Yeah, I don't stay in touch nearly as much. In the early years, I did when I got out here, but I've been gone from Indianapolis 40 years. So, it's just harder to maintain those kind of relationships. But some do. Some people have great relationships. They go back every year. That's 30 days working in the prison and never returned. Oh, you worked in the prison? 30 days in the prison, never returned. Okay. I think it's a pretty decent job. People say it's dangerous, but I don't think it's dangerous when all you gotta do is hit the buzzer and then you got 40 cops beating the shit out of your people. They make pretty good money. I think they make more money than the people on the street, than cops on the street. Or at least that's what they told me. Uh-huh. Yeah, if you want somebody to talk to you, you can go get you a pen pal man in prison. He ain't gonna do nothing to you, right? Because he's in there. But be careful. Don't let him tell you he's doing 30 years and then he show up at your house the next year. Yeah, make sure you're safe. 10 women on the outside visiting him and sending him money. Okay, I understand you're theoretical. My brother, who spent some time in prison, had 10 women on the outside visiting and sending him money. Baller. Yeah, they got all kind of pimps and shit in there too, They still got their girls bringing them money and stuff. Mm-hmm. If he's a player, no reason why he would stop being a player in there. Then they find lonely women, romance them. And them dudes in prison, I mean, they look pretty good. I mean, with all the muscles. Usually they got a great big old upper part, right? But little skinny legs, because the exercises they're allowed to do, apparently they can't build their legs up. So I can tell when somebody get out of prison, because they're huge monsters on top, because they're lifting weights. All they got is free weights, right? But the whole body is not coordinated. Love After Lockup. Ooh. I never seen any of them shows. They even do some on Quentin. I ain't got no interest in it. Yeah, you can get a cell phone in for $2,000, $2,500. Okay. Yeah, that's a new phenomenon. We didn't have them when I was in there. Love After Lockup. So why was it awful, Tashana? Oh, you're the one just said that you worked there for a little while and you didn't like it. Yeah, you're not dealing with the best of, characters. But there are a lot of people in prison that are decent people. They just got in trouble, People are in there for all kind of reasons, And even the ones that were monsters on the streets, sometimes we're not on drugs and not on alcohol or anything, and they're not free. They can probably be some sweethearts inside there. Yeah, but everything was, lock this gate, unlock that gate. Prison on lockdown. You got to go around to every cell. It's not the life I would choose for myself if I was just choosing a career for myself. Because you're dealing with nothing but criminals all day. And I'm sure the women get disrespected on a regular basis. A lot of the girls, they don't give a damn, though. A lot of the prison guards are lesbian women. They're just as hard as the men, honey. Mm-hmm. Now, that's an angle I never thought about meeting men. What, Gamage Carter, what is the problem with these men? Yeah. Oh, you want to go and get you a pen pal now? You can get you a pen pal, honey. Get you somebody luscious looking. He don't want but $20, $30 a month. That's more than his whole paycheck. He can talk sweet to you. It was a clean break for me. When I got out of there, I didn't want to have nothing to do with other criminals. I don't want to be tempted or drawn back in. So I think my little boyfriend, the one I had for 8 years, somebody told me recently that he's back in there. And ordinarily, I would send him clothes and stuff like that. But no. Clean break. It's in the past. Demi did drag Fi, and it was what? Demi did drag Fi, and it was wonderful. I didn't see that. Did I see that? I know she came on. I saw on Fibe's page she came on twice, right? And that's when she dropped the tea about the Gucci bag, the Gucci purse. But Fi keep cutting her off. She would yell and scream, and then when the girl was trying to talk back to her, she cut her off. I mean, is that a way to have an argument? You yell and scream at somebody, and then when they say something, you cut them off. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Why are you calling that girl a bitch? That's somebody's daughter. How are you gonna go back now and make up with this other girl after she done called your daughter all kind of bitches? Whatever, people. They so close, they might have set it all up. I'm kind of suspicious all these people with beef every day. Can guys have conjugal visits? Well, imagine they can now because it's gay marriage now. So you had to be married to the person. So since, especially in this area, in the Bay Area, there was no gay marriage when I was in there. So I don't know. I'd imagine so. It's a legal marriage. It's only the two people in the thing together. But you would have to be gay and married to somebody in prison. Gay people are more gentle people, honey. We don't, there's a whole lot less gay people there. A lot of queens there. a lot of people who become queens in there, or they kind of dress it up because they're in that world. But when I see them on the street, they're just back to being gay boys again. So you want to marry somebody in prison, a Gamish Carter? It might be safe that way. Unless he decide to get in that ass in the trailer and boom, boom, boom. Lord. I imagine some relationships might work better when he's locked up. You can't get in there and kill your ass. You ain't got to be scared of him. Just push that panic button, honey. 1,200 in her chat. Ooh, Miss, what's going on? Demi did drag 5, and it was wonderful. So this girl, Demi did it. She has a page, Miss Philadelphia. Where is this dragging at? I need some comedy. 1,200 in her chat. That's so 5 baby. It's not unusual for her to get that many. Where can we find it, Miss Philadelphia, please? Whose page is it on? Demi did it. Has her own page. I was listening to her, but you came on. Oh, AJ, sweet. So I had to watch. Oh, Prima Wanda. We can go back over there. I like to replay because you can go anywhere in the damn thing. They get boring, you can skip ahead or skip back and all that kind of stuff. We'll go and get us a little entertainment out of that. Who is Demi did it? I think Demi is the other girl's daughter. She's the one that was doing 5 Babe's hair all that time. And everybody was giving her a hard time about Miss 5 Babe's hair. They say, Demi, don't do it and all that kind of stuff. She looks like a gorgeous woman, though. I saw her thumbnail. If that's really her, that with that blonde wig, obviously she's young. But what's her mother's name? Her mother's name is whatever it is. I don't follow them. I just know them from watching Miss 5 Babe's page. We still go on to people we don't like because that's where we get our ammunition and our stories and such. Since we are commentators, we got to have something to commentate on. Tracy D. Tracy D is the mother, which is the best friend was the best friend of 5 Babe. And Demi did it is her daughter who has her own page. Now, I don't know where they're arguing at right now, but someone said that it might be on Demi's. We'll check both pages or 5 Babe's page. Some people saying that it had nothing to do with the purse. The purse was just an excuse, but the girl was upset because she was not chosen to go to Florida with them. And apparently, Sean Bradley said somewhere that there was he had a choice to choose between Tracy D and QB going there. And he chose QB because QB is a content creator. Right? So I don't know. We only get what they tell us. But sometimes when these people have been good friends, those will be your best beefs. So they know all your business. They can drop lug after lug after lug. And then 5 Babe has already proved that she don't mind dropping it either. She saves tapes and recordings and things. But I guess the other girl, Tracy D, didn't have a page, so it'd be hard to beef with her. She can go in there and talk shit about her, I guess. People, stop throwing people away, honey. If that's your best friend and you're willing to throw her away like that because she didn't call you, if that's the best one, I mean, what are our chances? So people just make enemy after enemy after enemy and enemy, and then there's nobody to talk to. You know, fell out with everybody. Those were all lies. Which lies? You got to identify the lies, Ms. Motown. Those were lies about concerning not going to Florida, or lies concerning the designer bag, the fake Gucci. You know what? I'll tell you very honestly, Steve Urkel. In my experience, that show is not fake. I've never received any kind of instruction. Maybe I shouldn't say anything about it, but it ain't fake. And we went to Florida. Y'all saw the Kumbaya hours after hours of taping. That ain't what it was like. They wanted to get us coming right off the plane. So it has the potential of being a good project. Let's just hope, hope that these people won't get so impatient and just fuck it all up. My sisters would never come on here. Trash it. No, I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. She said, "Oh, I see you on you still have your channel. Every once in a while, I put something on Facebook, and she only see it on there." I said, "Oh no, do you ever come on there? Do not identify yourself as my sister. I don't want these damn pigs in my family." So yeah, they're not interested in hearing all this kind of foolishness, honey. You care about your people. You don't want to hear people calling you all out your name, calling you hoes and bitches and all this stuff. Nope. I said, get you an avatar, honey, and be anonymous. Sir King was on there. I don't know a damn thing about Sir King. I know he was an avatar before. I thought he was okay. I don't know. Yeah. That boy done been to about 15, 20 beefs since then. So I'm scared to look in there. What my eyes might see. Lies about the purse. Okay. It did seem to be a pretty dramatic response to the purse. But I think if somebody gives you a purse and tells you that it's Gucci and puts it in the Gucci box and all that kind of stuff and presents it as a Gucci, and then somebody else goes and shows you up saying, that ain't no damn Gucci. Ooh. Girl, that's a knockoff. Turn it over. Look, you see that stitching? That could be embarrassing, particularly when you think you got you a Gucci purse and went out here and bought this woman a designer. Ladies, leave that designer shit alone. Find you something you like, and then when you get tired of wearing it, throw it away and get something else. Putting all that money into purses, people buying $2,000 and $3,000 purses, whatever. If she felt like she had something real, it does seem like it might be a cover up, though. She might have been upset some kind of way about that trip, particularly if she found out that there was a chance that she could have went on the trip. Not necessarily as a content creator, but I think there were people that were there that didn't have channels. I don't know. In Atlanta, there might have been some there that didn't have channels. But anyway, they feel like you were thrown on the bus over some queen. They might have got an attitude about that, right? Because remember now, they added new people this time. I can see that. But we can see anything. And we don't know them people's business. We know whatever they tell us. Whatever they want to share. But if I have a friend, I don't want them going and disrespecting me like that Fire Monster was. I wouldn't go back to that. Oh, hell no, honey. There's also, it could be like the people said that it could be just her, the girl's husband don't like Fire Babe or fell out with her or didn't like something she did and told her, I don't want you fucking with her. They might have fought about it. We don't know. Particularly, we're only going to get one side of it because only one of them has a page. But Miss Fire Babe, her head is just so big. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with that girl. I mean, the numbers on her page, the new page she's been using consistently for the last 3 months, show 5,000 subscribers. Now, how are you going to be the head queen with 5,000 subscribers, honey? I mean, that's practically nothing. So how are you the queen? Everybody jealous of me. Everybody jealous. What are they jealous of? Is it your sense of humor? Certainly, it's not your sense of style. It couldn't be your lifestyle. So what are they so jealous of? So in her head, she's some huge thing on the cusp of being a millionaire. She said, I'm about to go and get me $1 million. I don't know. Trump has a similar type brain to that. They just make up their own reality, and that's what they believe. Fish Babe is not loyal to herself, period. No, she couldn't have very many friends. Y'all saw the way when her white girlfriend next door was getting the shit beat out of her. She's never broadcasting it and putting the thing on the door, listening to it. Oh, he just knocked her across the room. I said, that's your friend? You think you better call a cop or something? She's trifling. But she is also, she does this purposely. As long as she has to come online every day. See, you people, if you're just curious, start watching people how they super chat her and they cash app her, and you'll understand the whole thing, right? So we don't know that maybe they did fake a beef, not outside of this, not anything to do with the show, but they can just make their own beef, get paid. So if she ain't got nobody to argue with, she goes and finds somebody to argue with, or she goes and seeks somebody to read my book and try to embarrass me. She's not above anything. I love my sisters. We've been friends for almost 5 years and met on YouTube. Oh, that's nice. And my other sisters, 20 plus years. Yeah, I don't have any old friends like that. When I left Indiana, I had friends there, my childhood friends, and moved to Hollywood. And then I had my Hollywood friends, working like regular type human beings type friends. Then I had my drug crowd. And then when I left LA, I left all those people behind, all those people for the first 20 years of my life in California. Then when I came here, and then I got with this drug world here. So I had friends there and my prison crowd and all that. Then I had to leave that when I got clean. So I don't know any old people. Anybody I know has got to be in the last 18 years. You know, and I don't do 12-step programs. So most of my friends are just people I met at church. You know, you got people online, but those are not really your friends. It's a different kind of friend. Yes, okay. Where is it? Nicole Reloaded. Help everyone. Okay. Well, thanks for coming in tonight, guys. Good to talk to you. What do we start off talking about? Okay, yeah. So justice for Breonna Taylor. Here's a step in that direction. But of course, people, that's good for the family. Nobody can deny $12 million is nice for the family, even though they'll get probably 2/3 of it. But the justice comes when these people are charged. And they say that, oh, no, you can't come in people's apartments and kill them without a price being paid. If not, the people just keep on doing this shit. If they keep getting away with it, they'll keep doing it. It's got to mean something to kill somebody, right? Super chat Fi and her daughter. Ooh, I've seen people super chat Fi and her daughter $500. I saw it several times. I think people should save their money during this pandemic. This fall and winter is supposed to be a repeat. Yeah, I've seen it too, Primo. It amazes me. Every night there's always 1 and 200s, 3. I mean, she gets $300-400 to come in there. So it's no mystery to me why she acts a damn fool, why she attacks innocent people, why she does all the shit she does. It's for the money. She was a crossing guard. She was making $300 a week. So there's the mystery. That's what happens. And it is the love of money that is the root of all evil. Good night, people.